Hi guys, welcome to new video. So today we'll take a look on another 1v1 rank game, and this game I think is potentially the best 1v1 rank game I have played at in the Scouring. So let's see how it looked like. It was played on the 2-player map and I was playing against Fireball. I started in the bottom right corner, or basically on the bottom side of the map with the red orcs, and he's playing in the top corner with the white empire or white humans. And it will be interesting right from the beginning because we are not going both the same strategy, which you see quite often. Usually on the highest ranks everyone still plays archers, so you can still see some archer wars. And there is also a lot of people who are trying some warrior cheeses or other similar stuff, so then you can also have mirrors in that. But in this scenario, he decided to go for the traditional archers, while I decided to go for the warriors. Not to necessarily like rush him, but rather create a timing push, maybe gain some map advantage thanks to that, and then continue maybe some more macro heavy game. But basically the start is pretty simple. I'm making my first warrior immediately. Of course, power building the barracks with 6 workers, so we have the soldier as soon as possible. I already have a warrior and he doesn't even have barracks yet. And once we power build the barracks, we immediately produce one warrior and we are sending him straight into the enemy base. First of all, you want to scout what he is doing, what strategy he has. Then you also want to see if he is bringing also a scout into your base. And lastly, you want to ideally try to harass him a little bit. But he didn't necessarily go to really farm anything, even though now he's actually leaving with his archer. But I think he will return back, or he will get another archer on top of the barracks. But when I come here, there is already archer on the barracks. It was actually perfectly timed for him, but of course I thought that he would have more archers there, so I rather retreated. And he also saw, actually he was trying to pull the troll, but I'm not sure if he will continue with that. But yeah, I'm producing more warriors for now, just taking them at home so I can go creep later. And also, of course, producing the warriors, peasants, or workers in this case. But here I made an interesting choice. Instead of retreating home, as probably most of you would do, I actually went around these trees. I didn't really worry if he was creeping here or not, maybe the wolves or the troll, but I went around the edge of this map so he doesn't see me, and then I went immediately onto his farm and forced these peasants away from the farm, so he can't get as much food. And also maybe I can get potentially some kills there. Of course, he had to finish first the troll, so it took him some time. Now he doesn't have the best position. Here I took one peasant down, so that's already 30 gold for me, and lots of downtime for him on the food, so he's slowly falling behind. Not sure why I can't click on him. Okay, this is a little bit bugged. I can't switch the players here. Maybe a small report to the developers. Not sure what was happening there, but I believe we killed maybe two peasants, or just one. Yeah, it seems like we killed one peasant and we lost the warrior there, but that's still okay because we reduce his food income quite a lot. Yeah, I'm really not sure why this is not working. Not sure how I would fix it, but okay, we just won't be able to watch the other player, I guess. But yeah, basically we did a small harassment, we killed the peasant, delayed the food, and also showed him that there is a potential threat, so he should probably stay at home, and he's still farming the wolves there, so we have some time. So now I'm going to kill my own wolves. To be honest, you don't necessarily need to during the harassment. As I was basically harassing him, I just stood at home, totally AFK, because you just accumulate lots of units and then you one-shot the wolves anyways. If I was trying to do it here with like 4 warriors, I could still do that, but it would require some micromanagement. It would be more riskier. I could lose a warrior there, and it was just much safer like this. So that is why I rather focused on the micromanagement here in the harassment, and at home I was just constantly producing, and that was it. Here I actually went for the charge. You can get it even sooner if you find that he's being aggressive right from the beginning, or you can get it even later, or if he's not even going archers you don't even have to get it, but I usually get it even in warrior mirrors, even though there is definitely it's not as necessary. Now we killed the troll, and I think here I made a pretty big mistake because I was already here, so I should have just left one warrior here for the scouting. But now we will see actually probably a moment that actually makes this game much more interesting, because if now he will just stay at home on his barracks or just continued farming the neutrals as he is doing right now, I think the game would look pretty uninteresting. I would either push him at the start of the second day, or he would stay like ultra throttled and not much would be happening in the game. But basically, as you will see, he will clear this camp, and now he will take all of his archers and he's moving towards my half of the map. Now, if I would have a scout here, it would be much better. But I was just rather scouting here. I was taking the outpost. I didn't even worry to move my warriors. For some reason, I thought that he wouldn't come here. That I scared him enough with that one warrior harassment in the beginning. But that was definitely not the case, and now he's already in my base. Of course, I immediately see him before he even starts shooting, so I'm immediately retreating. But there is also these archers still that I didn't kill before because I went for the outpost first, which was also a mistake. Of course, when you have so many archers and there is not a decent amount of warriors, then even if they have charge or whatever, they are totally useless. And he's also, of course, killing lots of my workers here. So he's getting a great value. Destroying my whole economy, stopping the food income, also killed few warriors here. I'm still not able to get here because I had to one-shot all of the archers there. All the skeletons now are also slowing me down. I'm on basically 0 food income already, and he also killed lots of my other workers. Everything on wood, I think. He stopped the logging camp, building process, and as I said, he also killed lots of warriors there. But of course, now I got him into this nice position where I can surround him and pretty quickly one shot. So even though I lost most of my workers, I still at least have my army, even though it's pretty heavily damaged. And of course now also lots of skeletons will be spawning, which is lots of resources for me, but I don't really have the production buildings now to utilize that. I already have lots of queued up workers and warriors, while also still having lots of resources. But yeah, he lost all of his units, so now he started accumulating some new archers, while I'm trying to somehow defend my base, and now we are starting basically over. I think I have like 6 workers, which is what you start with at the beginning of the game. So not ideal. We are definitely pretty destroyed here. We have really good warriors, yeah, they have really nice levels, but it's not too many of them. And also only few of them have potions and they are really low HP, so not ideal. He is also still farming. Actually, he still didn't kill the wolves there, so now it's harassing him, but at least he will have even more kills, so this is actually quite good for him. Unfortunately, we can't check his resources, but I think he also has lots of resources from all of these skills, also from all of the workers he killed in my base. But yeah, important here, maybe even some of you would give up here that you lost all of your economy and you would think that you are dead. But of course I knew that he also lost all of his units, so I definitely had some time to recover before he creates strong enough push to actually pressure me and destroy all of this. So I just continued my plan because I already had the bastion, so I immediately... of course I finished logging camp for faster wood income that we'll definitely need, and now I started building my forge to get the shields upgrade while I was constantly producing workers and warriors. And now we need to just accumulate 400 gold and 200 wood, so I think here I actually cancelled all of my warriors because I just don't really need them anymore. I need to get the shields for them primarily and then utilize the leveled up warriors. If I have like 1 or 2 more level 1 warriors, it won't do basically anything in the fight. So the priority here was to quickly gather the wood, so I brought like everything on wood. Once we got the 200, I got the shields upgrade. Now we'll retreat with some of the workers to gold, maybe fill some last spots on the farms, even though we don't even need more food now, so here I can have just 1 on each. And now he's already coming. As you can see, he has decent amount of archers, even though I maybe have more units than he has. And I have better levels, even though he already also got few levels there from the night fight. But I didn't necessarily want to rush into him, which maybe was a mistake. I probably could have attacked, but I knew that I will have in like 15 seconds the shield upgrade, so I wanted to wait for that. Even though the amount of archers he actually has here is not as big. We tried to also like siege down my barracks so I can easily protect that. And now he started producing swordsmen, which was actually a pretty smart move from him. Mainly because I'll get the shields now, but also even without the shields, it's definitely some decent front line that he can utilize to basically force me to fight here. It's not mainly that he would be hitting me, because I don't really care if archers are hitting me or swordsmen, yeah. The swordsmen can deal same damage through shields, not like archers, but the archers are still much bigger threat, so I wouldn't really care about the swordsmen. The problem is that if I will start chasing the archers, then the swordsmen can just run onto my economy. So I have to constantly like hover between these two positions. And of course I could have taken like 2 or 3 warriors and put them in the bag, but I would still need to chase him down here, then come back. It would be pretty annoying, so I wanted to first take care of all the swordsmen, but he was constantly producing new ones, and he also had 2 barracks. Well, I still have only 1 barracks, I don't even have place in my base to place down more barracks. But we are constantly producing. Lately, I mean, few videos back I made a quick, not tutorial, but I showed you in one game how to micromanage the archers when we are fighting the warriors. Which was not necessarily doing here, because as I said, you have to split them to force the warriors to different smaller groups. It's much harder to chase them, but thanks to the swordsman he had in front of the archers, he could have still just stood there and dealt some decent damage. Now I catch up with him, but overall, sometimes I feel like the warrior micromanagement might be even harder against archers than with archers against warriors. But yeah, of course, you need to constantly swap between the shield mode and non-shield mode. Try to catch up with him, and you see him turn around to immediately turn on the shields, and like this you try to catch up with him. I had only 4 warriors remaining, but he did really poor micromanagement here, so I actually managed to catch up with him, maybe get like 2 more kills there. Still losing some warriors there, but they are level 3, so they definitely can survive some decent damage. And I'm not even trying to catch up with the other swordsmen now, because, I mean warriors, because he is coming with his swordsman there. So I just force these archers back. Now I'm retreating with these warriors. Unfortunately I will lose this level 3 warrior there. I could have maybe micromanaged that better, but we just somehow needed to retreat at least with something. Ideally buy some potions at home, or at least group up all the swordsmen, all the warriors, and try to defend somehow. Here I decided to go for a really smart move, and that is to get a cannon, because we had lots of resources. 1 production building wasn't enough for me. I didn't have time or place or resources to build another production building, so instead I used the one I had and created a cannon, which is pretty useless against these melee swordsmen here, but it can deal some really nice damage to the archers. Also it will make him shoot on the cannon for a while, so I won't be getting any damage on my warriors from the archers for a second. So that was definitely quite nice. In the meantime, we of course try to somehow deal with the swordsman. We should still have similar income. I mean, not similar income, but yeah, he actually doesn't have too many peasants. That is a huge mistake from him. He should have definitely bolstered his economy there, because he harassed my economy pretty heavily, and if his economy would be actually full, he would have a huge advantage. Like this, we actually have a similar income. But actually from the kills I think I should have more resources, because he's not getting too many kills there. He's just shooting into the leveled up units. Now I made a second cannon, and since I killed all of his swordsmen already, now he can't push into the cannon from far away. So now I basically gained a really strong defense that he cannot push. He would have to get shields as well, and he doesn't even have tier 2. So now we basically stabilized from this huge pressure that lasted like, I don't know, maybe 6 minutes or something, where he destroyed my whole economy first, which was even before that, and then he came again, and we started the constant push here from one side to another. But we established it thanks to the cannons. Definitely a really strong tool. Of course he could go around now and start pushing me here, but I could still somehow shoot him from these barracks. He doesn't know if I have maybe second barracks here. I could also just place the cannon into siege mode on the ground, so wouldn't be a solution exactly, but maybe a split push, yeah, one from here, one from the other side, but then I can also still make a second cannon, yeah, so just an option, what he could have done, but he probably wouldn't push me anyways at this point. So now I actually decided to push him away. We managed to catch one archer here on level 3, unfortunately. He might still get away, I'm not sure exactly. Actually, yeah, looks like he's really low HP, but I'm not really hitting him. Maybe this warrior. I was trying to mainly save my low HP warriors and not necessarily target his low HP units, which was a small mistake. This archer is still here on 7 HP, now we'll finally maybe finish him, yeah, and overall we of course cleared him. I think we had like similar amount of melee units, but I were way better, and thanks to the shields, these ranged units didn't really influence the fight too much, even though we had some really good leveled up archers here. It's just not really effective against the shields. So night is starting, the second night. We both once again lost basically all units before the night. I'm producing my units from much closer production buildings, so I'm able to quickly resupply my army. Now we once again start charging to him. Once he starts shooting, we ideally turn on the shields. We actually use the potion, so we didn't have to worry about that. And we just chase him down. Here we still have the cannon, so he cannot push us there. Unfortunately, skeletons are pushing us from the other side, so now I have to retreat, and I also don't really want to chase him down into these bandits and other things. Looks like he has also empty farms. Once again, we can't really check his food, but nothing is starving, so maybe intentionally emptied it, or there are some skeletons, not sure. But yeah, now we need to retreat. We don't have too many units, and there is like, I don't know, 20 or 30 skeletons pushing us from the top right entrance to my base. But I managed to place my second barracks back in here where we cleared the trees, because outside of it I really didn't have much space where to put it. I would have to put it in front of the forge. But I wanted to keep my base quite compact so we can easily defend it with the melee units. So I placed the barracks here in the back, which is also kind of protecting my farms here and the other villagers, so that's really good. But there is even more skeletons now coming from this side. The cannon can't do anything against so many units. So now it's all about the warriors mainly. And they are already also quite dying. They are low HP, I'm trying to micromanage them once again out a little bit. The really low HP ones. But here they will maybe die, not sure. I mean, yeah, the low warriors are pretty tanky, especially against the skeletons that don't deal too many damage, so this is pretty easy. We probably lost some warriors there, but overall we cleared it. We have once again decent amount of resources, so immediately spamming as many workers, warriors, everything as we can. Not really making any more cannons. I could probably make second one here, but to be honest, during the night you don't even want to have cannons there. It's just waste of resources, plus it can destroy your own buildings or kill your own units. So I usually tend to put the cannons away from the top of my buildings, just down somewhere. But here I actually kept it because this entrance is still kinda covered. It also gives me some vision, so for now I think it was fine. We have lots of food in stock, but we are in minus, so let's just set up another farm. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Now we have the place for it here. Some more skeletons are coming, so yeah, once again, it wasn't ideal to have the cannon here, but it didn't really matter that much. And also I sent a scout here. I think I checked this expansion first, and then we went here. This was really important because I knew that he saw my defense became kind of strong, so I was thinking that maybe he considered me now going ultra turtle defense, and that he would go for an expansion and try to gain an economical advantage, which would definitely also be a good idea. Fortunately he didn't do that, and basically when I saw that, I was thinking, okay, so if he's not going for expansion, he's not trying to gain an economical advantage, then he must be trying to gain another type of advantage, and that would be army composition advantage, or just trying to make some counters to my army. And when I have only warriors and I'm in defense, then the best thing he can do is of course knights. And he was actually doing that. He's already setting up his stables. I was thinking that he might have it even a little bit quicker, but he still made the stables like 1 second before my Muncher cave, because I power builded it much more. I was really trying to catch up. I thought that I'm behind with these tier 3 units, but fortunately it wasn't that big of a problem, so we start producing knights and munchers at the exact same time. Looks like he has more resources, yeah, because he's spamming more of them, but once again we can't really check that. But yeah, I think now... Actually, yeah, he has probably more units. I think he has the same amount of swordsmen as I have the warriors, but he also has decent amount of archers with that. And we both have 2 barracks where we are both producing munchers and knights. So yeah, we should have similar army. He just has this. He just has those extra archers, but I have the cannon here. Plus, I have way better levels on my warriors. Maybe even some potions, but actually probably not. Yeah, but I have not actually as many. As you can see, there is lots of level 1 warriors that I just produced, but there is still multiple really good warriors. Here we have a level 3 warrior, another one here. And then there are some level 2s here, 1, 2, 3, so yeah, maybe 4, 5, I'm not sure, but definitely better levels there, so I think that will be really valuable, and archers shouldn't make that big of a difference, because if we can tank it with the shields on our warriors, it will be basically no damage for him. Also he has to somehow deal with the cannon there, and the only problem might be if he would one-shot basically focus fire the munchers and one-shot them, but for that he probably doesn't even have enough archers, so I really don't think that would be a big problem. I'm still keeping my scouts. He has no information about the map. He's just going in one huge bunch, actually in a line, which is definitely not the ideal formation. If I would be standing here with like 10 munchers, I could just delete his army before he can even regroup. but fortunately for him I didn't really do that. I wanted to defend at my base, where I have the cannons, but I had the scout here. He actually totally ignored it, so I didn't even lose it, which will be quite useful later. I also have one scout here, we have the towers, so I have really good vision around the map, and I also decided to go for an expansion now, just to gain an economical advantage, because I saw his army and I was just thinking, yeah, he has few knights there, but we should be able to destroy that. I have way more munchers, plus I have the shields, so we just go into him. I should be able to defeat this, and he doesn't have expansion, so when I win this fight and I get an expansion, which I'm doing right now as I'm fighting, then I should also have a huge economical advantage for the late game, because let's say this is like a transition from mid game to late game. It's the start of the late game. We already have the best units here, but he doesn't have expansion, so now we should definitely get one. But I have still the scouts there. We basically totally decimated his whole army with the munchers. I was just riding there from left to right, disrupting his movement or everything he could have done. He managed to squeeze a few of his cavaliers into my economy and destroy these workers. I think he killed like maybe 8 workers there on the farms, so he kinda damaged my food income a little bit, but we are still in positive numbers. I also have lots of in stock, and now he found the expansion, but he can't do much. Maybe he'll kill a few more workers, but I'm already after him with my munchers. I also have lots of gold, so now I can even buy potions here if I will need to, and I also already have now better levels on the munchers, because I killed lots of his units, while his knights were just maybe killing few workers there, so that wasn't as valuable. So yeah, we repelled this. Now we have an expansion. I also have scouts on both of his expansions, so he cannot expand. Yeah, immediately checking this one as well. Here I think I set it on patrol between this point and then the expansion, or I will place it here, just so he can't squeeze through there, because there we don't have the vision of the outpost. This one is not even conquered yet. I could have probably done that, to be honest, but I now knew that I don't have to play aggressively. I just destroyed his whole army. I definitely got more resources from the fight, because I just killed more units. And I have an expansion that he doesn't have, and since I ran out of resources in the main base already, I was kinda expecting that he already also did, even though he wasn't gathering that effectively, so he still has some resources there, but my income should be still better. Plus we have major map control, we have the vision, we have stronger army now, we have way better levels, probably more resources. And there was just no reason for me to push now. Yeah, I could have finished him now, but I didn't know what he has, so it's just better to play safe in these situations when I know for a fact that he doesn't have expansion and I have one, so I have economical advantage in the game, and I'm not like losing on armor or anything. I just can stay at my base and don't have to do anything. The only problem might be if he managed to accumulate like 20 knights, even when he has less resources, and then he would rush onto my economy and totally destroy it. But if I have the scouts everywhere, I should always see him coming soon enough, and then I can prepare for it and place my units accordingly, prepare the defense there, and just repel the attack there. So it should be pretty simple. He's trying to now catch up on the gold, but also not gathering too much food there. But yeah, he lost all of his units, so he probably doesn't need more food. He's just living on 3 farms, so not too much. We of course have like, yeah, we have many farms, but to be honest I found like 2 workers on each of them, so not the most effective, but I don't need more food now, so this is totally fine. We are on 200 stock anyways, but I will require some extra wood now, so we definitely need to bring some workers from the gold here to wood. And yeah, let's just make sure that we have scouts everywhere. So I think he killed this scout now, so I was kind of expecting that maybe he's going for an expansion or something. And also he could potentially squeeze through here and get onto my base, so I wanted to place another scout here. Also maybe if he goes through here, yeah. I just wanted to have everything covered. Here he came with a swordsman, but my warrior is same level, now more HP, so should be able to kill that if necessary. Here I scouted the attack, so immediately bringing my units here, forcing him back. He definitely cannot push into this. He could probably get through the warriors with few knights that I wouldn't catch with the muncher, as he could destroy few workers, but once again he would lose even more units, so not really worth it for him. And now also night is coming, so he also needs to worry about defense, which will be still much harder for me because I have way better plays that I need to defend now. But it's definitely pretty worth it. Now started gathering the wood here as well, because we are getting into minus once again, even though I still haven't assigned the third workers to each of these farms. There will be some extra food without the need of spending extra resources on new farms, but I think I missed this Now some skeletons are spawning here in the middle, damaging my Muncher cave, so Munchers have to come here and defend their cave. And this should be pretty easy, because even though there's lots of skeletons, the Munchers usually kill them pretty quickly. Also it's nice to level them up like this, so we will definitely do that. Here I still have the cannon for defense, I also have the warriors if I need to, and of course the Munchers need to be constantly in movement. Here they need to be flexible. I need to basically all the time watch the map, the minimap, actually take a look on your scouts, don't just place them there and then let them die without even noticing. You of course have to always look at the map. Here he killed the scout, as you can see here was the warrior. He came with a knight and killed him with a knight, and immediately started building an expansion, which I didn't see at this moment, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, of course he could be building potentially 2 expansions at once, but he wouldn't get much value from it before the next day, even if you power built it with everything and started gathering with lots of peasants. Yeah, he wouldn't get too much of value. I knew that I have stronger army, I already gained huge economical advantage, and he wouldn't be able to catch up before the night ends, and after that I would push him anyways, so I wasn't really worried about that too much. I wanted to actually raid with these 3 Munchers into this expansion and stop it, even though he made it here, so kinda smart from him. But I saw his knights coming, so instead of that I could have of course continued there and just defended with the rest of the Munchers, but I just wanted to have everything at home now. I saw him coming here, so I brought all the Munchers on this side, and I saw him retreating. So once I saw him on this outpost, I was already ready in my expansion. So immediately preparing my Munchers here, pushing into him. Of course there are also some skeletons in the back that we need to defend against. And he managed to get onto my workers, but he's mainly hitting those. And once again I can immediately buy potions here, I have better levels, so I don't think I'll maybe lose a single Muncher. Maybe he killed like 10 or 15 workers, yeah that's great, but I killed like 10 or 15 knights, so that's of course way better value for me, especially when it's night and we are getting so much resources from the natural kills, and I also have 2 main buildings where I can reproduce the workers pretty quickly. While not having any problems with food, so the economical hit is actually not as big, and now I just decided to take all of my Munchers and push into his base. Of course he could have still had like lots of archers, maybe even some cannons, but there wasn't any indicator of him even having a smithy, which he actually didn't have, and archers he was kind of bringing into attack, so he really didn't have anything here, just 2 archers, 1 on each barracks, and then all the knights that he just escaped with from the attack that are really low HP, no levels. So I just came here with my Munchers, maybe bought some potions before he went on this journey. Immediately destroyed his stables, so he cannot create new knights. This will be his last one. We decimated everything. I think, yeah, he came with some last knights here into his base for defense. Even brought his peasants on top of the barracks to protect himself, but it's already too late. I still didn't know about the expansion at this point, so he was getting some extra resources there, but look at my resources. Yeah, resources are not a problem at this point. I could have, not really should have, because the game is over, but I could have definitely now placed another barracks or something for even faster production now, maybe take another expansion. So even if he would have a really strong defense, I could just retreat and continue with my game pretty nicely. Yeah, he was saying it was a nice game. I also agree that it was a great game. I definitely pretty enjoyed this game. It was also almost 30 minutes, which is much longer than most ones I play. Also on the small map, so it was kinda interesting. It was back and forward for both of us, I think. He almost killed me multiple times, but we always somehow remained alive, and eventually we managed to do this push, finish him. Of course now we still need to finish the expansion. He doesn't even have food at this point. We are constantly producing new Munchers in our barracks, also getting some extra warriors. I also have more units here. We also brought our warriors. That is still one of the first warriors I made at the beginning of the game, because they have those great levels and they probably didn't really die. But maybe those are all new ones, I'm not sure. But yeah, after 28 minutes, we defeated him. He even said in the end that I maybe could record the video. I already knew in like half of this game that it would be a great game for a video. So definitely we are recording it now, and I hope you enjoyed this game. It was definitely pretty interesting. Let's check the results now. In terms of resources, I had the expansion, and just even though he harassed me a lot, I still had better economy, so we gathered like 5 extra thousand gold in the gold fields. In terms of lumber, we also had like 800 more, so that was really good. Charent units, like 60 more on our side. In terms of kills and losses, a positive kill loss ratio for us, but you can see that both of us definitely also lost some units to the neutrals. I think I actually lost more there, but we still had positive kill loss ratio, while my opponent lost like 53 more units than what he killed. So they are really good for us. 4 more buildings, also really nice, even though I had 1 barracks for a long time when he already had double production there, so it was really hard to hold, yeah. The only advantage I had was that he was bringing his units over the whole map, while I had my barracks right next to the fight, but he was bringing 2 at once, while I was producing only 1, and he also had combination of different units, while I was making only warriors, so that was quite tough, but we managed to hold that. And then of course lastly the neutral kills here, where we also killed almost double, which is lots of extra resources as well, together with all the extra gold mined. Of course, no surprise that we had 60 more units, and towards the end I was making only munchers, yeah, so actually quite expensive units. I think I made like double the amount of munchers of what he made in knights, plus we made of course all the warriors there. But yeah, great game. I hope you enjoyed this, maybe learned something. And now towards the end I would also like to talk a little bit maybe about some future plans for this channel. Of course, maybe not everyone will see this video, but I will make a separate video that will be released probably right after this video tomorrow, where I will basically talk about it a little bit more in detail, but just to kinda give you some small information right away. I will probably adjust a little bit the schedule or system in which I'm releasing the videos right now. Basically for the past, I'm not sure, like 2.5 months I was releasing the scouring videos every single day, just some random games. Usually tried to pick some interesting ones, but of course it's not really sustainable long term. Also, of course, it's still a demo, yeah, people tried, then they go away, so even in the views you can see that we started on like maybe 500 or even 1000 on the videos there, and now it's around 200 people that regularly watch these videos, which is still nice. I of course really appreciate that you guys are still interested in this, but obviously it's still the same, yeah, we just play 1v1 rank games. There is not too many units, not too much variety, yeah, a few maps, usually the same players, because I also have really a limited amount of time when I can actually play the matches, so there is just usually really similar opponents that I meet over and over again, and it gets really repetitive. So I'm not saying I'm stopping with these videos, I'm just probably not gonna be able to release them every single day anymore, but that doesn't mean I won't be releasing videos every single day. I want to probably continue with that, or at least multiple times a week, but I will also try to implement other videos from other games, so I will definitely talk about that in the next video more. But just to give you a small hint, if you want to see a scouting video tomorrow, then maybe at least go watch the information video about my channel, what you can expect here. Next, of course, once we get the next mode for the scouring, which will be the hero mode, that will be like totally different game, something more like RPG, I think. Then I will definitely make more content from that. We will probably have videos every single day, and also once the game is actually released or we have some more content, of course I will make more and more scouring videos. But for now, of course, when we have just the same thing basically over and over again, I will just not release the videos every single day, so just so you are not totally surprised by that. But yeah, there will definitely still be new videos, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, thanks for watching guys, and see you in the next one, so take care guys.